Hey, what's up guys? Chris with CKS, and we're here at CKS headquarters to bring you something tight. Now, if you guys remember, when I was talking about the Kaze RDA, I gave you guys a little bit of a hint. Now, that hint was, well, you know what? Let's take a flashback. Doodle-doo, doodle-doo, doodle-doo. So, this is the RDA that pairs with this guy, and well, there might be something later on to pair with the RDA, but we'll get into that when it comes. So, if you remember correctly, I did say that there was possibly going to be something paired with this RDA, and well, here it is. And it's realized by, well, these two guys right here. No, I'm joking, there's nobody here with me, but this is the mod that I've been talking about, and this sick mod is called the Fujin. Alright guys, so here it is, the Fujin mod. This thing is tight. I've been using it a lot lately. It's really solid, but before we get into all that on what makes it dope and what makes it different and why you should use it with your Kaze, we're going to start with the box. Now this box is tight. It's very similar to the Kaze box. One of the things you'll notice is that right here on the front it says Fujin. So in case you're confused of what mod you just purchased, it's right here. It also comes with a certificate of authenticity, proving to you that you did get the Fujin number as well as the Fujin mod that you were intended on getting. It comes with this nice little cleaning cloth to clean these nice little gold-plated areas, get them all not fingerprinty, as well as, well, it comes with the mod, which is probably the most important part of what's in the box. So going into it, you can notice that there is a large difference between the matte and the glossy part. Now the glossy part is, of course, Fujin, and the matte part is this really nice, slick kind of coating that they put on here, as well as it being a single tube mod. Guys, you know how I feel about single tube mods. I love the conduction on them. I think they're really good, and it's just, this device, even though it's stainless steel on the tube, conducts really well and hits awesome. And of course, Fujin looks great. Now going into it, one of the other things that makes it conduct so well as hit really well, is the fact that you're using a hybrid top cap. Now this hybrid top cap has your serial number, as well as it has this little kind of plastic thing right here, so that way, well, it's not going to short your battery if you put your battery in without an atomizer or anything like that. You're not going to run into those issues with this nice little beast of a top cap. But the thing that I like the most about this mod is this button. Now this button's tight all around. There's a lot of great stuff going on with it, but just from the get-go, you're going to notice these really deep engravings. We got CKS, and then on the other side, you got Aria. But what do we got on the bottom? Bam, dog. That's a Fujin head right there. It's actually like, I don't know if it's convex or concave. It's one of the two, but you can feel the texture on it, which is awesome. It's a solid button, and it doesn't heat up on you. You're looking at this silver-plated pin right here that conducts really well as this little kind of Delrin piece that'll adjust for battery rattle. Now, if you've ever run into any of these Delrin pieces before, they become a little bit tedious if you're kind of gripping them and turning them with your hands like this, but there are little grooves in this Delrin piece that allow you to put your fingernail in there and adjust it if it's really tight, or you know, if you're running into any issues with you really trying to turn it up or down. It's really good piece. Now going into the button, you go ahead and push the button up and just kind of unscrew, and this whole button is thick, man. I mean, this is a thick button, and it's all silver plated all the way through. You can see it from the bottom all the way to the top. This thing is silver plated, and it is just thick. It conducts really well. And of course, taking the button out, we have the Fujin, a nice pin here, and a little tiny magnet up in there, which there's also a magnet on the bottom here. Now, what is the #1 issue modders run into usually when you're using a mech mod? The issue that I run into most of the time is my button spinning. Now, if your button spins, what happens? It gets loose, and then the button comes out all the way, and then you're not getting the contact that you want, or you're getting too much contact, the throw's all off. So how do you alleviate that problem? Well, the Nemesis mod came out with a really good idea, which was the rice pin. But if anyone ever used a rice pin, it was the worst thing ever, because if you lost it, you would spend just as much time looking for a rice pin as you would for a contact lens at like Coachella or something. Now this does have a rice pin in it, but the great thing about this rice pin is that it's soldered into the button, so it's not going to move. It's not going anywhere. This thing is not going to fly out. It's not going to go and get lost. And the great thing about that is there's a ridge, as you see on this button, that you line up with your rice pin, so that way when it clicks in, it just kind of slips right in there, and once it slips in there, you screw on the button, and then this button doesn't spin. So you're never gonna run into those issues that you did with the Nemi or any other kind of mod that you were running into when you had the spinning button, had to constantly adjust, or any of that kind of stuff. This rice pin is actually bringing back rice pins, man. It's like a revolution of rice pins. It's dope. So going into the button for the last thing is battery venting. I mean, we didn't really go into any holes. There's not really any holes on this device. But there is something on here that's similar to this sucker. Now you guys remember on this RDA, you see these little channels right here. Now what did those channels do? They created the airflow. They made the airflow so that way it was a nice tight draw. Now this sucker right here has those exact same channels. And those channels go into the tube and they're right under the battery. So therefore it vents the battery as you're hitting it. And it looks tight. You know, it's not a mod with holes in it. And that's one of the things, a lot of these guys are like, okay, well, we're building this really hot mod, it's conducting really well, and we need to just drill a hole in the side. With this, they actually went into the design and made it so that way it's symmetrical all the way around with this asymmetry mod. It looks really clean. It has this really, really great look to it. But great looks don't necessarily make a great mod, right? I mean, for the most part, that's true, but with this mod, it produces really, really well. I haven't been getting any hot buttons, and you guys know me, I'm like a hot vape. And I haven't been running into any issues with it not venting correctly, or it getting too hot, or giving me any problems. With a Kaze, with any other RDA that I've been putting on here, it's been handling what I've been throwing at it. So we went over it, covered the mod. But now you want to see how it produces, right? You want to see what's going on with it? All right, we got the Kaze RDA. We got this sucker right here, the Fujin Mod. And then I'm gonna go ahead and bring this in to keep the CKS theme going. CK Serum. This is, guys, oh no, this juice is so good. It's just solid. This is my 3 milligram right here. This is my baby. It's like a banana Nutella milkshake. It's not like that, that's what it is. It tastes amazing. So we're gonna go ahead and hit this and see how it produces. I mean, the thing with the mod is as soon as I hit that button, this thing is conducting. It's giving me the vapor, it's producing it really well. The throw's really good on it. The weight is awesome on it. This is a solid device. If you're looking for a unicorn mod without the unicorn price, this is the mod that you want because it's nice.